Hang on. Hello, everyone. Welcome to the Forgestik coffee break for SAP Business One. And today we have a special guest, Rosi Coronado, is with us from Boyum. And she's going to show us the demo cloud apps for SAP, produce, inspect, and build really nice apps. So thank you for joining us, Rosi. Thank you so much.
Thank you for having me. You want me to go ahead, get started?
You go right ahead. It's all yours.
Perfect. Thank
if
you.
anybody has questions, use the chat box. Okay, it's all yours, Rosi. Thanks.
Thank you so much, Tracy, for having me again. I always enjoy those coffee breaks with you and with the Forgestik team. So as Tracy mentioned, what I would like to show to you today are our cloud apps, which are applications which you plug into your SAP Business One and you get a more extended features in SAP Business One. The ones we're gonna talk about today is build, produce, and inspect. So what is build? Let's start with build. What is build? Build is really a product management app. So it works through the service layer. You plug it in, you synchronize the app once, and then you as an engineer, for example, because that's what you do, you always create bill of material constantly because you have complicated items and you can build them here now on the app. You can do a cost calculation, and once you are satisfied, you can upload it to your SAP Business One. And the way it works is right here. So if I go in here, those are my apps. The way you access them is via the web, which we love. So you can be at home and can log on if you want, right? So here are all our apps. Build is this one. So I'm already logged on. And what you see here is a product request board, meaning those were all my products. I already had requests. I created a bill of material. Maybe they were completed. I uploaded to SAP Business One. There are some product requests there. They're waiting for approval. There are some new requests and some I'm working on. So what you basically do, you go in here, you say, hey, I have a new product request. And name it, of course, that makes sense to you. And then you start building the bill of material. Of course, for today, since we do not have that much time, but if you want a deeper demo, Tracy probably will tell you at the end too, you can always contact her.
Yeah, that's right, Rosi. You know, today, the idea of today is to give a general aspect of what the apps are, what they do. And if somebody's interested in something like this, that's interested in production and all that, well, they could just contact us and I could set up a demo with the sales team for them.
Exactly. And we're going to do it one-to-one. Right. So I just open up one request and you see there is several tabs. So the first tab, it tells me I need to have it ready, the bill of material on July 29. It's an older one. Okay. If I change this now to today's date, I'm just going to put out here, it tells you how long do you have to build this bill of material. Here is my material. I can do attachments, which is very nice. Think about it, you're building something very complex. Of course, you will get attachments. Maybe people say, hey, there's a draft for it. Maybe there's some specs for it or whatsoever. So you can always add them. You also can always add some tasks, call customer for whatever, or check color, check the size of this piece, and so on. Also very much like, because, you know, we always have to, we think we remember, I don't. So yeah, we have sticky notes, but here you just put the tasks in here and then you scratch them out once you have it done. Then over here, so I'm actually gonna go, this is not the one I wanted. I wanted the one, a finished one. Give me 1 second. Let me see if this is the, hold on 1 second. I wanted to, what I really wanted to do is I had one prepared and now I gotta find it, right?
Is it in another demo, Rosi?
No, it's okay. It's okay. That's okay. We're just gonna build it then. Let me do this one. If not, then we're just gonna build it. Okay, there we go. There is my item. I have some tasks. There is my attachment. Yeah, there we go. Then you go to bill of materials. So then you go over here and you say, okay, what items do I need to build this? So you can copy from another item I have already in the system. You can import it from Excel, or of course you can do it manually. I already have them here. I can always add some material if I wanted. So basically this is, you all know about bill of material. Those are all the items I need to build this item. Then you would go here and you would go to operations. So I'm going to delete this because I want you to see that, because it's a really cool feature. So you say, okay, to build this item, I need this route stage. Those are route stages. And I need this route stage. Then what machine do I need? For the first route stage, I need this. For the second route stage, I need this. You can put in there setup time, and you can put job time. And I'm not looking what I'm typing. And then you go to your bill of material, which I selected here, and say, okay, this one, this one, this one, and this one go with my first route stage, and the rest with the second. And you see how simple, how user-friendly this is already to build a BOM from here. And of course, anytime you can say save, walk away, and come back the next day and continue. After this, you have this here. This is a very nice feature too, that you have a different view of your bill of materials. So you can open up the sub-assembly, but of course you can always drill back to a sub-assembly if you see one here, because I can tell by the color that this one is yellow, that it's a sub-assembly. What's really nice is at the end that you have this cost calculation. This is very, very popular with our customers because we don't have that in SAP. So I can say, you know what, calculate this item for me. So what, with my configuration I just did, I'm going to take the base price. My price destination is regular sales price. Start the calculation. What would this item cost me? So you see right here, it suggests your final sales price. My markup is 25%. You can change it. Here are my sales costs, my labor and material cost. And let's say, hey, I was your customer. I called you 10 times to change something. Then you maybe say, I'm going to charge you 7% administrative cost because I keep changing stuff. Of course, you can do that. And then down here, you have a nice chart. You have a list view. From all the items included, you have the unit cost and the total cost, and also for the resources. And if you're happy with it, then you would say update sales price on release, maybe, if you want to upload this price into SAP. And then you would go here and say release this product, and the product would go into SAP Business One. And you're done. Very nice tool for you to build your bill of material and really just upload it when you're ready for it. And this is a nice board. Of course, you can switch stuff around, whatever status you want. And also, it's a very good tool to change a bill of material, because you can always go in here and grab a bill of material here, and then you change it if you want, okay? Or you can change it on this product request screen or over here. So, and of course, you can always create new items, resources. I mean, that means and route stages from here. So
That's really cool, Rosie.
yeah, it's a very cool tool.
Yeah.
The cost calculation is so big for customers because you have everything in one screen, and nobody can run a production order against it because it's not designed yet. And once you release it to SAP, you can go ahead and start doing your productions.
That's really cool.
So the next thing I want to show you is Produce. So Produce is a shop floor terminal. So SAP, you know, people right now, they print out the production orders, they scribble on it, you know, write time on it, and then somebody has to book it in SAP Business One. No, we don't want to do that anymore. We want to automate that. So on Produce, you have an app for a manager. The manager has full visibility what's going on the app. They know exactly who is working on what. They don't have to yell out there anymore, what are you working on? Because they can see that. They know exactly what machine they are using. And then you have the operator, they are actually working on the production orders. Okay, they have a tablet, they say, okay, I'm going to start this route stage. And as I said, and the manager will see right away what they are working on. So how does this work? You run your MRP, you run your production orders in SAP like you do now. And then you're a shop floor manager, you come to work. Oh, wrong thing, I'm pulling up the wrong thing. You come to work and you log in as the manager. So you're the manager, you get a nice dashboard. Here you see right away, oh, you see right here, George is working on 2 production orders. He's using those machines. And Maria is working on this production order. You also see how many production orders you have in total, how many you have in low priority, medium or high priority, and so on. Full visibility. Okay. So you can always go into the list view. So now you see all the production orders you have in your SAP Business One, all the production orders if they're planned, if they're released. Okay. On the right side, you see approved. Approved means they have been released, but nothing has been done to them. That means the operators can see them on the shop floor, so they can start working on that. Unapproved means I have not released them, so they cannot start working on that. So you have control also. In progress means that somebody worked on it already. And you see right here, blue means there was some partial stops. They did the first operation, the first route stage. I always say operations. They did the first route stage as a partial stop. Here I see there is 3, there is 2 were completed, and the last one is being worked on. And you as the manager, again, you can go in here and say, hey, who did the first 2? So you open it up and you say, oh, Maria did the first step. She did a partial stop. Then she completed it. And then on the second one, you see, okay, George worked on it, Vicky, and then George again. So you have full visibility who touched this production order. Okay. So, of course, if you want to release a production order so they can start working on it, what's really nice, you can always click on here and say material availability, and it will check your SAP database and see, do I have the raw material to build this product? Do I have the material to build this product? Okay, so full visibility. Now we're going to go in as the operator. The operator sees all those production orders that have been released. And I see some yellow ones. That means I'm working on this. I have been logged on for 2 hours. Okay. But what I'm going to do, I'm going to log off as Greg because he's already working on 2. And I'm going to go in as Vicky, I think. Yeah. Now I'm logged in as Vicky. Vicky also sees that there's some running, but you know, she hasn't done anything to it. But Vicky also can look, the operators can look who is actually working on this right now. And she sees, oh, Maria is working on this one. So full visibility, guys. There's really nothing missing because you see it all. But let's say Vicky wants to start a different one. Let's just go to 183. So she sees right here, there's 10 completed, nothing has been done. She can always look here, but she also sees there are instructions. So you can put instructions to your production orders, which is a text line on your SAP Business One production order. I also see this is my raw material. There's some backflush. This one I have to book, and this one means not required. That means when I see not required, because we have a setting in there, that means somebody gave it to me ahead of time. Okay. So of course we support batch numbers. We support serial numbers and bin locations. Those are all not batch items. And I'm going to start that. And what I want you to see, if I go to the manager, remember, Vicky wasn't on the dashboard. And if we look now, you will see that Vicky is now also working on a production order. It's real time. So keep in mind, it's real time. You will always know what's going on the shop floor. And then I'm going to log off. I'm going to get another one in. to log off. So I'm going to go in as George. He's working on 2. I'm going to go up here and say he's been working 71 hours, I think. He can stop now. You also see here there was an inspection order that failed on the previous step. I'm not going to get into details. As I said, contact Tracy for more details because this produced the shop floor a terminal and our quality control, which I'm going to show you next. They talk to each other. So I'm going to say stop, and then they would say maybe a partial finished, or maybe I say I'm done. I produced everything. Do I have any scrap? No. Go next. This was my time. This time is set to backflash, so it will backflash the time from the resource, of course. But of course, if you would have had set it to manual, the actual time would post. I'm going to say next. Here you see there is some backflash items, the ones I don't need to post, but I need to post this one. And then they just finish it. And now the time, depending if it's backflash or real-time manual, it posts back to SAP Business One, and you see it's gone from my screen. And of course, if I go to the manager now, I refresh this. George should only work on 1 production order because I just finished 1 route stage, and here it is. So anyways, I could go on. There is so much cool stuff in there. You have user-defined fields and all this stuff, but I know we don't have so much time. So I'm going to move to the next one. So that was our shop floor. So always think, I have SAP, but I have no terminals for my production. I have no overview on my production. It's all paper, paper, paper. So this is the perfect solution for you. And then we have inspect. Inspect is quality control. Again, you have nothing in your SAP Business One for quality control. This is it. And it's exactly designed like what you just saw. So you just saw produce, you know, you have a manager. Now I have a quality manager. Okay, so the quality manager sets up the rules, sets up the inspection plan, sets up when there should be one, because there is nothing in your SAP database. So now you have a module basically where you can set up how do you want to treat your quality control. And then you have the operator, just like on the other side, instead of them seeing the production orders, of course, they see the quality control orders and execute them. How does that work? If I go in here, I have it open already because that's my second demo today. So for this, so there's Inspect Manager. They log in and let me go to the Launchpad. There we go. Here are the 2 different licenses. So you have the Inspect Manager. They see all the inspection orders. They are there. And you see those are finalized, they are completed, those are in process, and this one has not been released, basically approved. There's the status, here's the results. You know exactly where those inspection orders came from. This came from a goods receipt. Those came during production. Remember, we saw that over there in produce. Or you can have after production receipt. You, of course, always can create a manual inspection order, of course, but we want to automate stuff. But before we move on, I'm going to go in here. This is completed. Of course, you as the manager, you can go in here and look at the details. Hey, there was 1 sample I had to do. It failed. It was during production. It was doing this route stage for this customer and so on. So again, you have always full visibility where those inspection orders came from, what happened to them, if they passed. And you can always create a quality certificate from here, and you can send it to your customer. This one passed, so you probably won't send it. You can also put the quality certificate here and send it to your vendors. So what do you have to do? Since you have nothing in your ERP system, you would do all your setup here. So you would set up the inspection plans here. You can have as many as you want. So you can say, okay, this is the name of the inspection plan. The first test is I have to look at it, yes or no. The second test, I have to measure something. And then you can add as many attribute tests or variable tests, as many as you want. You just can keep going. Then you set up the sampling plan. So if you maybe have said, say it's almost one sample, we don't care, it's just they have to look at it, then you do a fixed one every time one, or you say, you know what, I'm gonna have rules. If I receive in between 1 and 20, it's 10%, 21 and 50 is 20%, and so on, and the system will create them for you. And then measurement units have nothing to do with your SAP. It's what you need for inspect. Okay. And then you do the automation. This is what I like. So you say, how do I handle my goods receipts when I receive in raw material, for example, inventory items? So you can have different rules, and you say, okay, if it's equal to this vendor maybe, or if you say, if it's equal to this item or this item or this item, you can always say and you can say it's equal to a supplier, item group, item property. And you guys know item property gives you a lot of flexibility. And you can always say and or. So you build your parameters, then you decide, do you want to have an inspection order per batch or per line, per serial number or per line, and so on. What's really cool, if you bring in your batches as locked into SAP, that's a setting, then you can click this down here and say, hey, release the batch if the quality control order passes. So you set up your rules during production. You set up your rules after production. And the system will create them automatically. So you don't have to do it manually. So you have the rules. You guys know that with our B1 usability package, you can set up rules, validations, and the system does it for you, automations. That's why you see here all those created because of my rules. So that's the manager. All the setup is done here. Then I go to inspect operator. No difference. Look at this. Those are the production orders for produce. Those are the quality control orders. Looks exactly the same, but those are quality control orders. And I can always go here to one. And I see this is inspection order 85. I can see there was a quantity of 20. So I have two samples because it's 10%. It's a goods receipt PO and so on. So I can say, yeah, this passed. You know, my visual test. The second one, this was a measurements. This is what was my measurement. On the second one, no, it didn't look good. There was bent sides. So we have defect codes, which is very nice because then you can report on them. Okay. And oops, I wanted to do that. And then the measurement was 6.5. You review the order, and then they complete it, and it goes back on the manager side and it would say completed. They can look at it. So very straightforward, very simple. Those apps, they are very, very helpful. It extends your SAP Business One, basically what's missing. Okay, because we don't want to do paperwork, because if you do paperwork, guys, you don't have real-time data. If you have solutions like that, they connect to your database and you are actually doing it right away, then you have real-time data. Okay. Okay, so that was the three apps. Like I said, I kind of gave you a teaser, but you guys know who to contact. Our beloved Tracy. You can contact her and she can always set up a one-to-one for a longer version of those apps and so on. Tracy? She's probably on mute. So anyways,
no, I was sorry. I was sorry. Yeah. So, so does anybody have any questions? You've got the Q&A.
Yeah, let me check the chat quick.
I don't see any questions.
I don't see any questions. Please don't be shy. You can go ahead and answer them. No, ask them. We will answer.
Yeah, you can go ahead and if not, well, look, you've got our email there. There's sales at Forgestik, or you could send it to me, Tracy at forgestik.com, and I could set up a demo with the sales team, and we can evaluate what you need and just dig in for your own personal knowledge for your business. So thank you very much, Rosie. Thanks so much, and have a great weekend, everybody.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
Bye.